Alright, we're back playing Final Fantasy VII, and let's go snowboarding. Well, there was trouble. And you already told me that already. Fathead. And now we can go this way. And this, essentially, there's no point to this now. But, these balloons here are for the minigame at the Gold Saucer later. Now they don't do anything. They're not important. Your time has no bearing on anything. The only thing that matters now is which direction you take at the fork. And I would like to go right and then left to get to the proper area of the Great Glacier that I want to go. Ow. Yeah, I'm awful at this. I hate this minigame so much. Because, like, you can't turn all the time with L1 or you end up overturning. But, like, half the time you try to turn without it, you just end up not turning at all. And it's, like, just, eh. Ow. Ow. Yeah, that will be important, you know, to get a high score in the actual minigame, the jumping, this too. Yeah, and it's also pretty freaking precise where you have to jump and hit a thing to actually get it. This is just madness. And of course we have some trees, so we're gonna Sonny Bono this shit at least once. Ow. But of course I'm apparently so strong that like the tree falls over after I hit it, regardless of how fast I'm going. Ow. I clearly would have, like, skated past that on the right, but whatever, game. Don't listen to me. This takes way too freaking long. The thing is that I'm not... There are easier ways... Yeah, if we want to go right first. There are easier ways to gain MGP at the Gold Saucer, so... You know... Oh, and then we have rocks and snowballs, because why the hell not? Not a whole lot we can do about that either. Whee! And then left. See, I freaking... Oh, crystals? Why? Yeah, because that's a thing. Ow. Ow. There are no difference between the purple and the crystal, the green ones, so it doesn't matter which ones you hit. You're just gonna get hit. What the? And whee! Now, if I did it correctly, I'm gonna end up on a specific. I don't know if this is it. I can't really remember what screen. But yeah, we're still in one piece, and I want to go down and to the right. Yeah, here's the gimmick for this area is that you can't stay. Yeah, let's look at the map for this area. Oh wait, it doesn't tell me where on the map I freaking am. Snow. The enemies in this area do kind of suck. 4 grand HP, weak to fire, absorb life. You can steal a circlet, Okay, that didn't work. Hit her with beta. Almost. Fascinating. I think this is going to confuse somebody. Yeah, that's confusing. Which I believe is a counter to magic. There are a couple things that I would like to get in this area. And the great thing about it is, even though you can, in a sense, pass out and then end up somewhere else. Okay, here we go. What is this? Is this... Okay, potion. I don't know if that... Okay, pretty much after this thing I'm turning the encounters off, because I think snow is the only enemy we didn't see. Oh, okay, he's just gonna kill it with a physical attack. You know what? Show off dice. Wow, that was enough to kill, but that was pitiful for a limit break. He rolls dice, and basically the number of sides that come up is what damage it does, and if there's certain combinations that do extra damage... Is this... Okay, this is the jumping puzzle. Alright. Basically what I want to do here is... There is... If you jump on a thing, it will change... the size of pretty much all the things adjacent to it. Oh, there we go. Wait, okay, I'm just gonna start from the beginning. That way. So basically when you jump to something, you want to make sure there's at least one small space next to it so that it'll... Yeah, see, if I jump to the left there, I'm just gonna get screwed. But if I do this... That's small, that's small, that's small, there we go, and wow. It's a pain in the ass. There's not too many viable solutions. And once we're in here, I'll turn off the encounters. Once we're in here, we get the safety bit, which basically protects you against instant death attacks. Now, what I want to do is I want to try to get back to where I quote-unquote was. Yeah, see, it was probably easier. It's probably easier to get back than it is to get I don't want to go left or down. I want to go this way. I think this is it not where I came from? Yeah, there we go. Okay. You have basically 554 steps, as it were, to get to where you want to go. And what I want to do is I want to keep going this way until I find what I'm looking for. I think this is where I'm at. I need to go up here. Why is there... There it is. Now... there will be a point here that stops me, because this is supposed to be a one-way path, but there's something at the bottom. Oh wait, here's the hot spring. Make sure you touch... or... make sure you frickin'... touch it. This actually resets your counter. Is it this way? This area is freaking confusing as shit. What I am looking for is called the added cut materia. How did I get... okay, so left goes that way. That goes up there. That means this should, in theory, take me to where I want to go. But it's being kind of douchey. There it is. Alright, the added cut materia. Awesome. What that basically does is... it will... I think it's another blue materia, yeah. And basically, when you use any materia it's attached to, you will attack as well with basic physical attack, which is pretty good for some things. Like, where's the... let's give it to Ian here. And... let's use something he doesn't do a lot of. Oh, he doesn't need 2 senses. So let's... I guess put that here. So now whenever he casts Chokamog, he will also attack. Not really too useful, because there's not a whole lot of use for it in general. But what I want to do is make it to the top area, so I can go get something else. Yeah, okay, now we're in basically the snowfield. And if you press X, you put a thing down. And what I want to do is I want to go this way. And essentially, if you leave these in intervals, when the screen changes, like that, it changes your perspective, and you can see which way you're going. So I'm still going west at this point. And I want to try to get to the top right of the map. Which button was it to see the map? I've now forgotten how to look at the map. Oh, of course, and I pass out. I thought the hot spring was supposed to reset that, but I guess it didn't. I have to go back into the Great Glacier because it is in fact very important. But this is what happens if you spend too long out there, is he finds you and brings you back to his house, which is essentially at the end of the area. We still have to go further north at this point, but... yeah, I have. You were the only one. Yeah, the temperature is well below freezing. Yep. Basically, he realized he was just gonna die and weigh him down, so he cut the rope and basically let himself go so that this guy could live. And, you know, he's been here for 20 years. And basically every time you, I'm not gonna get to this now because I have something else I need to go do. But the second part of this is much easier than the first. Let's go Yeah, and basically if you go back out there and you pass out again, you just end up back here. Yeah, what is it? Well, that is true. It's a... I don't know how you're gonna do that, but... What? He just angered himself. But I want to go east, because I want to get to a cave where there is a woman in there who has something very, very delightful. Okay. Thankfully, passing out and ending up in Holzhoff's cavern does reset the timer, so I should be okay. And there is a place where you can basically get almost infinite elixirs, as well as a trick to duplicate things like the added effect or the added cut materia. I want to go on this side. Thank you. There it is. This cave. This is the cave that I was hunting for the first time. Hi, woman. How do you know that? I passed out. But yeah, you have to touch the hot spring and then you fight her. And I think she's just the snow. But you get the boss music, which is kind of funny. Yeah, she's just the snow. I mean, you could rush. At this point, you could have killed like 800 of these. For whatever reason, he is immune to confusion. And she counters physical attacks with ice too. Yeah. I probably should have had Ian attack first, because then he wouldn't have done anything to him, because he's got the Aurora Armlet. Which is precisely the reason I gave it to him. But she is in fact dead. Now, the trick for duplicating, why what? Trick for, like, see how the text box is at the top of the screen? If you time this correctly, once that text box appears, the item goes in your inventory. But if you pass out from cold while it's up there, the item will still actually be on the ground, and then you can come back and get another one. I think it only works once, but... you know, don't quote me on that one. Also, if you go down from here, you'll come down a slide and you'll end up at the same area where the added cut material was. But I just wanted to be able to go. I didn't want to have to do a loop. I just wanted to, you know, touch the hot spring, because the hot spring is in basically a circle pattern from where that is. And what we want to do is we want to go north. If you go left here, you end up in a place with an elixir, and there is also a trick to duplicating that. Yeah, here we are. I think he is also a free in, so if you want to do some level grinding, you could. Yeah. Let's actually, since I have a minute. Yeah. Since you can't pass out outside his house, but the 544 counter will continue running, you can essentially overflow it to where if you wait long enough, and you I think it has to get to 32,767, and then it'll go down to 0 and not move again. So basically, if you sit outside this house long enough, you can walk on the Great Glacier without ever passing out. I don't obviously intend to do that because there's no point. Yeah, and it's just as I explained about the whole, you can duplicate the added cut, you can duplicate the master materia. I think you can even duplicate the safety bit. But there is a cave that has an elixir in it, and if you walk up and select it, it'll post a thing saying received elixir, but you can still move. And if you walk out of the cave without that message going away, you will pick up the elixir because the game calculates that giving you an item the moment that text box appears, but doesn't actually remove the item from, you know, the coding until the text box goes away. So basically what you do is you pick up the elixir, it says received elixir, you walk out of the cave, you walk back in, it's still there, you can pick it up again. I'm not going to bother with that because that seems horribly cheap to do that sort of nonsense with a full restore item. I mean, you can get 99 of them easily. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Next time we will climb the Great Glacier in the second part, the much easier part. And yeah, see what awaits us at the top of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support, and have a good night.